Thank you for having us here. PJX is a mineral exploration company trading on the TSX-V under the sign PJX. We're focused on southeastern British Columbia, Canada. We've had a new discovery, as John mentioned. This is a disclaimer. We will be saying, or I may say, forward-looking statements that may or may not come to fruition. So what is the opportunity? As John said, it's a Sullivan II type discovery. What is a Sullivan deposit? Many people still don't know. It closed in 2001, but it's a world-class sediment-hosted, massive, semi-massive sulfide deposit, primarily zinc, lead, silver, but also had copper, cadmium, indium, and a lot of other critical metals. Now, it was discovered in 1892 by prospectors, 160 million ton deposit. Cominco and then Teck operated it until 2001 when it closed. So what did we do? Last year, as John mentioned, we were exploring on one of our properties, looking at potential to find an intrusive-related gold, copper, silver discovery, where we'd found these high-grade veins, sheeted veins in this alkalic porphyry, classic, with gold, copper, silver in them, like 15 grams gold, 6.9 grams gold, 1.1% copper, 447 grams silver. We found out that it actually wasn't a big plug, it was just a dike. That led the prospectors and mappers to continue looking elsewhere, and that's when they found these boulders. So late in September, they found boulders of semi-massive massive sulfide, which were Sullivan type. Then in late October, early November, they actually found it in an outcrop. Retired chemical geologists who have looked at this said it's identical to Sullivan grade and style mineralization. Never been found before, never drilled at surface. Where are we located? This map up in the corner, the location map, you can see the little square down in the southeast corner. That's the map you're looking at. Here's the town of Kimberley, the town of Cranbrook. These are all major highways. This is the Sullivan mine right there. All these colored properties you see are all owned by PJX. We have 100% of the mineral rights to these. The yellow dots are all gold target areas. The red dots are base metals. We started exploring here in 2001 and have slowly been consolidating the ground position and coming up with all these targets. So we have a pipeline of targets to test. Where we've made this discovery is right up in here, where that red and yellow dot are. That's on our Dooney Trail property. This is Sean Kennedy, one of a family of prospectors, 3 brothers. Made the discovery, the 3 of them, right here. You can see the boulder, very angular, massive sulfide, very large. It hasn't moved far. It's just slid down the mountain and you can see all the talus. The rocks around some of these are the porphyry that we were looking at with the gold, copper, silver in it. Here's a sample. One of the samples, great grade, like 11-12% combined lead zinc with silver. And you can see the band in nature. Not the greatest photo. You can see some rocks right outside the door. There's another sample I like. It's not as good grade, but it's interesting because it's a fragmental. And here you can see a fragment of the bedded and banded material, pyrite fragment here in sphalerite. This is just massive sphalerite, so it's like 35-40% zinc. Now, what's a fragmental? That's where you have these vents that are making these deposits on the ocean floor. Those vents are plumbing systems coming through existing mineralized or sediments, plumbing it out into the ocean floor. So this suggests that we may have higher grade zinc mineralization buried in this mountain as well, as what you're seeing. This sample is really nice. It's basically a thumbprint. You can see, it's maybe difficult to see, but these are all sphalerite-rich, zinc-rich bands. And this is that porphyry dike cutting through. So we have the porphyry right up slope, so we know this hasn't come far. It's very close to source. These are all magnetic as well, strongly magnetic. This is what the prospectors found in late October, early November. We just got the results last week. This is like 6% combined lead zinc, over 6% combined lead zinc with silver. That's sphalerite. Beautiful, wispy, banded sphalerite. People who've worked at the Sullivan say that's classic. So we have this in outcrop. It's upslope and to the north of where we found the boulders. This is a photo you're looking at, looking northeast. This is the historical Estella mine. It was a lead, zinc, silver vein deposit. These types of deposits, the Sullivan and others, have these veins that are feeder systems for them. This was mined back in the 60s, 50s, and 60s. It strikes like this way, dips toward us. This is where the talus slope is with the boulders. They're strongly magnetic. This is the location of the outcrop. Notice how this gray area, that is the dike. We thought it was a plug, but it's actually a dike that's slope dip, like John was saying. And the erosion is cut through that dike, so we're seeing the footwall of it here. And that's where we found those outcrop with the lead, zinc, silver. So we know it's in place. We know it's here. We've got the boulders here that are even higher grade. And these are highly magnetic. This is weakly magnetic. That's the road coming up to the Estelle mine. So we're road accessible. We're only 200 meters from the road. How could anyone ever have missed this? You know, how is it possible? Well, the miners who were mining here were just looking at a vein. They were looking for a bedded Sullivan-type target. This is the Airborne Geophysical Survey we flew in 2021. It was just after we got the deal for the Estella claims, which were a small part, just a little area here in the center. The Estella is right there. This is where the boulders are found, that star. This star is where the outcrop is. Like I said, the boulders are strongly magnetic. Here's expert geophysicist mag scale here. So the pink red is strongly magnetic. That's looking at 500 meters across. This is an entire trend of magnetism, which correlates with that sphalerate in lead that we found that's not that magnetic. That's 1.6 kilometers. So our cross section AA through here tells the story. Now you're looking at the boulders. Here's the slope of the mountain. The boulders were found right down here at the base of the slope. This is the Estella vein structure coming down, and these were the underground workings, the 3 levels at the Estella vein. The brown rocks you see down here, those are the same age sediments as the Sullivan deposit. So the Sullivan deposit was found operating 25 kilometers to the west of here. Then there's a gabbro sill. You can see everything's folded over along this axis. Now we're into these interbedded turbidites, calcareous silts, argillites, and quartzites, the whiter rocks. This is equivalent to the Kootenai King deposit time. Our boulders are here. This is your magnetic high. So we've outlined in red dashed line the target area that we have to focus on. That's 200 meters there. So you're looking at about 300 meter area there, 350 meter area that we have to drill in. The outcrop exposure that we found on this would be about here on this section, and it's projected it would be 150 meters to the north of this spot. So we know we have mineralization 150 meters north right there, and we have boulders here that are highly magnetic, and this is the magnetic anomaly. This on the right-hand side is a schematic of the Sullivan deposit at this scale. So you can see, you can fit the Sullivan deposit easily into anywhere in here. Our plan is we're going to go drill that this summer. We've raised $2.7 million. We have 160 million shares outstanding, 217 million fully diluted. If we bring in those warrants at 20 to 25 cents, we then have 11 million extra dollars. And the option's another million. For PJX, oh, it's not working. There we go. This is our area, Sullivan Mining District. We have we've accumulated over 13 years, over 680 square kilometers. Our board is an excellent board. Linda Brennan is our CFO. Of course, I'm the president and CEO. We're the co-founders of the company. James Clare is our legal counsel. He's a partner with Bennett Jones, one of the largest law firms. Joseph Del Campo is a chartered professional accountant. He worked for Falconbridge. Dr. Trig Hoy, some of you may know, he was with the BC Geological Survey. We're the only company he's ever agreed to be the director on. He mapped this area. He was one of the first back in the 70s. And then Vic Bradley, he was the chairman of Osisko Gold Royalties. He's now the chairman of Osisko International. And he, by the way, was the CEO of Cominco back in the 70s. So what we've been able to do over the 13 years is consolidate the largest land package in the Sullivan Mining District, identify a pipeline of targets, gold and base metals, that have never been drilled, most of them, never been tested, and we made a new discovery at surface, Sullivan type. So I'd like to thank you for your time, and we'll look forward to 2024.